It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like, ah.
OnFireTV.com.
Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here, of course, the DiamondKShow.com, on fire-tv.com, radio on fire.com. So much to get into, so much to talk about today. As always, on fire-tv.com/watch. You want to check us out live. I got a gang of stuff here to discuss today. And I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. It is so much going on. All right. So, of course, Ron DeSantis. Some people are calling him Trump Light. Trump Light, right? The Acme version of Trump. He's Donald Trump without the charisma and the jokes. Anyway, he is the governor of Florida, and many folks can see that he is in the process, has been for some time, of trying to run for president. He thinks that he's going to, and I think polls show that he is going to be reelected the governor of Florida, right? So what's going on, Big Bree? So with that being said, he is trying to plan his next move, which ultimately is to become president. Oh, that would be a sad state of affairs. But in his most recent stunt, he flew some migrants to Martha's Vineyard. He didn't know where they were going. They lied to get them on the plane. He chartered planes from a Republican allied donor to fly these migrants to Martha's Vineyard. So why did he do this? What is he trying to get out of this? This was a publicity stunt, right? Something to get people talking about him. And I guess he set to what he views as highlight liberal hypocrisy. So last week, he contracted this plane, and for $615,000, the aviation firm, which was founded in Oregon, agreed to fly 48 Venezuelan migrants from San Antonio, Texas, to an area in Massachusetts, this vacation destination called Martha's Vineyard, and then just left them to fend for themselves. So I guess immediately it might have been a political win for DeSantis. He's in Florida, right? And the $615,000 represents just a fraction of the $12 million in COVID-19 relief funding that the Florida State Legislature, in a budget put forward by the Appropriations Committee, designated for its migrant relocation program earlier this year. So he thinks he's slick, right? He thinks he's real smart. And so that's what he did. So mind you, let's go deeper into this. So what was he trying to gain by this? So Florida records show that the state Department of Transportation paid an additional almost $1 million for 2 more projects with this company. But before we really dive into the company and how all of this is tied up and it is real grimy. It's real grimy. These migrants are suing the governor of Florida over these flights. So the migrants were flown to this, and this is upscale areas. It's a real nice place. It's an island, a place that is not equipped for this. So here's what Republicans do. So what the I don't know, the talking points are is that red states, border states, they have to field all of these migrants. Okay, you're on the border, right? And they Donald Trump has made the Republicans cry even more than they already used to cry. So they're victims. Oh, we're on the border. It's so many people coming on the border. What can we do? We want other people to take this serious. So they fly these migrants out, and they've flown migrants out to different areas. New York, they've flown them out to different places, right? And so what the Republican governors in their stunts, what they fail to bring up, when you send migrants to a place like Martha's Vineyard, which is an island that's not prepared to handle this, right? You send them up there and you take them from places that have federal funding. These border states get extra money from the federal government for the purpose of border security. Are the borders perfect? No, nothing's perfect, okay? Nothing's perfect. Healthcare in this country is not perfect. We have it, but healthcare in this country is not perfect. There's nothing in this country that is perfect. The roads are crappy. You can drive on them, but they're not perfect. They still need work, right? And so people are poking at the VP Harris for saying that the border is secure, but there still needs to be work done. Yeah, that's the right answer, right? Yeah, our streets can be driven on, but yeah, the roads are passable, but that doesn't mean we don't have more work to do. And then for people to look at a pothole and say, oh, she said the roads are passable. Look, there's a pothole right there. I mean, that's what people are doing. The border is a border, right? It's a border with another country. So is it perfect? No, but we pay people to be at the border to guard the border. And they get money for this. It's not like the border is literally open. You have people down there that are working. Now, are they turning their back? Do they not do their best at the job just to make Democrats look bad so they can say, look, people coming over the border? Yeah, because when you have people filming these people going at the border, who is it? It's the people that are paid to watch the border. Right? So there's a whole lot of things being done just in spite of, to have something to poke fun at, to have something to complain about. Trump, so they can say border crossings are up. The Republicans keep saying that the border's open. Border's open. Border's open. This country was founded under the concept of people coming to the country. People come into this country through California. They come into this country through Florida. There's a whole lot of Cubans, migrants that come into this country through Florida. Is DeSantis shipping any of these Cuban immigrants? Oh, no, he ain't going to do something dumb like that, because that's going to affect his election. What he's trying to do is make a statement. But he may have just put his foot in his mouth. He just may have done that. And we're going to talk about that. So the lawsuit, which was filed in court in Boston, alleges that the migrants were told that they were going to Boston or Washington, D.C., which was completely false. They were also giving perks. like $10 McDonald's gift certificates. Oh yeah, you know Donald Trump would have loved that. Burger Boy would have loved that. They use these human beings as political pawns. It's not cool. Not cool. This is an election stunt. This is a stunt. It was opportunistic that these folks would use these immigrants, these migrants in that way. So this lawsuit names Secretary of Transportation Perdue as a defendant, alleges that the migrants were induced to cross state lines under false pretenses, a line that some Democratic officials are using to urge a federal investigation. Now, here's my thing. Democrats or Republicans, neither one of them want to actually solve the crisis at the border. Oh, there's a crisis at the border. You got a crisis because some on the right want to go too far and some on the left don't want to do enough. So they're at a stalemate. Nobody wants to do nothing but point fingers at the other side. That's all they're doing, is pointing fingers at the other side instead of actually doing something on the border. So you're going to have stunts. You're going to have the vice president say there's nothing wrong with the border or the border is secure. And then folks are going to poke at that. What is she talking about? The border secure. And then Biden's going to stumble around and say something. You know, I mean, just the normal stuff that happens. So, I don't know. It is just a mess. Of course, California Governor Gavin Newsom is also flirting with running for president. And I've said this before. I've said this before. I would much rather see Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom fight it out for the presidency than Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I don't want to see slow Joe Biden or dumb Donald running against each other again. Can we get somebody else? Please. For goodness sake. Goodness sake. So the speculation, of course, is that DeSantis may send migrants to Delaware. Of course, that is the home state of the president. And, we'll have to see about that. Of course, he's trying to pick a fight with Slow Joe. DeSantis, that is. He's trying to pick a fight with Slow Joe. And, Joe Biden may not even run. Thankfully, hopefully, he has teased the fact that he might not run. He should not run for president. He shouldn't. I mean, we've had enough of slow Joe Biden in politics. He should spend the rest of his years, home, chilling, do whatever it is that Joe Biden likes to do in his free time. He should do that and leave the governing to the next generation. My thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, of course, onfire-tv.com. What up, Cool Rod? So these migrants are suing. The migrants are suing DeSantis. And, I don't think that this is going to be the last group of migrants filing some kind of lawsuit against the governor, who will use them as a prop, as a pawn. He's sending migrants from other states. He's using money that, yeah. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there. They weren't even migrants in Florida. Because I told you, he's not going to send none of the Cuban migrants. Oh, no, he ain't going to do that. He damn sure ain't going to do nothing that dumb. We'll just take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with more of the show. Of course, you're listening to The Diamond K Show, onfire-tv.com.
It's The Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
OnFireTV.com.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show. And we were talking about the migrants from Venezuela that are suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, right? So we're going to see how that goes. In another lawsuit, the Attorney General of New York, Tish James, she announced a lawsuit of her own, civil lawsuit, against Donald Trump, the Trump Organization, and 3 of his adult children, alleging over a decade of fraud. Attorney General's lawsuit alleges that the former president, through his company, falsely inflated and deflated the value of assets in order to pay lower taxes and get better insurance coverage. Oh, where's Fox 45 here in Baltimore? I mean, they want to talk about people lying on applications. You know how they try to throw Marilyn Mosby under the bus, right? Here, look, Trump's lying on his applications. They're not even going to do a story about it. Anyway, the civil lawsuit is seeking $250 million in financial penalties and asking the state Supreme Court of New York to bar Trump and his children named in the lawsuit from serving as an officer or director of any corporation registered or licensed in the state of New York. Oh yeah, she's big mad. She's big mad, and she is coming for him. Trump has a lot of legal woes. Republicans, are you sure that this is the leader of your party? Are you sure that y'all want to get behind who they're calling the Orange Jesus? It also asked the court to bar Trump and the Trump Organization from any real estate acquisition in New York or from applying for loans from any financial institution in the state for 5 years. Oh, yes. Oh, Trump is in trouble. You know, he loves New York. I think he's born in New York, right? The lawsuit comes after a 3-year civil investigation. James has been leading this investigation into the former president's family business and finances in the state. At a press conference today, she said that her office interviewed more than 65 witnesses, reviewed millions of documents through this probe. Attorney General said that Trump falsely inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself. Isn't that called stealing? Definitely fraud. Fox 45, where are you at? Here's somebody else lying on applications, allegedly, right? Trump trying to cheat the system, thereby cheating all of us. He did this with the help of his children and with 2 named former Trump Organization executives, Alan Weisselberg and Jeffrey McConney. Okay, I say this over and over again. He lied on applications. Come on. No, when white politicians do it, the right doesn't really have anything to say, right? They don't have anything to say. If it's a black politician and it's 25 cents, oh, they got a whole lot to say. But here you have this white politician, supposed to be politician, lying about billions of dollars, and the right, the Republican media, the GOP talking points are not going to mention this at all. They're not going to mention this at all. What about Hunter Biden? What about Marilyn Mosby? What about Catherine Pugh and her books? What about Sheila Dixon and a gift card? But they're not going to talk about these white people stealing billions of dollars. They don't want to talk about that scumbag Brett Favre stealing millions and millions of dollars. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about some black politicians and a couple of dollars. The lawsuit alleges that the group engaged in a conspiracy to violate state laws, including falsifying business records issuing false financial statements, and committing insurance fraud. Oh, this looks so bad. I mean, this ain't nothing we didn't already know. I mean, we know that he's slimy. We know that he's grimy. And, we know he has kids. And so they're probably slimy and grimy as well. So this lawsuit is not the last that we're going to see. New York is close to home. Former president began his career in New York and started building his business empire there in 1976, back in the day. So, of course, Trump Tower is on Fifth Avenue in New York, right? So he has switched his residence, his primary residence, to Florida. Did this a few years ago. And his children are involved. Lawsuit names Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump alongside their father, and alleges that they engaged in a conspiracy to commit fraud crimes. Don't think for 1 minute that Trump won't throw these kids under the bus. He'll throw all of them under the bus. Ivanka last, but he'll throw Eric and Don Jr. under the bus quicker than quick. Eric Trump was questioned back in 2020 and reportedly pleaded the fifth over 500 questions related to his work. The Trump children have played prominent roles in their father's business and his orbit. Don Jr. and Eric Trump both serve as executive vice presidents in the Trump organizations right now. But of course, he's going to say, oh, it's a witch hunt. They're weaponizing it's politics. Excuse me. Yeah, he's going to do that kind of thing. He's going to duck and dodge. But, where there is odor, there is something funky. And he is funky like a monkey in the words of the late, great Dusty Rhodes. And so the fight between Tish James and Donald Trump has been very intense. Like his sons, Trump has long dismissed this probe and argued that the investigation was politically motivated against him. Notice how everything's against him. He's always the victim. Even when he was cheating on his wives, it was somebody else. He didn't do it. It's everything. He does nothing. He's always the damn victim. Always a damn victim. James, Attorney General Tish James, has been vocal about this inquiry. And she has, of course, dismissed claims that this inquiry is politically motivated. He committed a crime, right? This is supposed to be the law and order people, right? Republicans supposed to be law and order. We love the Constitution. But, this is not the only legal battle that he is facing. Not at all. This longstanding New York investigation turns now into a lawsuit. The lawsuit comes in the wake of last month's FBI search of his Florida residence, the Mar-a-Lago. Of course, agents executing a search warrant found over 100 classified documents and dozens of empty folders marked classified. They need to check over at Putin's house. They're probably over there. The empty folders. He probably just didn't take the folders. He probably just had the papers now. Who knows? Of course, in Georgia, a special grand jury is investigating efforts of Trump and his cronies to overturn the 2020 election in that state. More to come with this. It's not over. It's not over between you and me. I don't want to be free. Yeah, it's not over. It's not over at all. Of course, today's broadcast brought to you in part by the City View Bar and Grill. City View is a family-friendly casual dining bar and restaurant providing high-quality food and good old-fashioned friendly service. At City View, you can live every hour like it's happy hour. The food is mouth-watering, the atmosphere is fun, energetic, and mature. Located at 6700 Security Boulevard in Gwynn Oak, Maryland, it is the City View Bar and Grill. Stop in today or visit cityviewmd.com. Cityviewmd.com. City View Bar and Grill. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. There, we got it right on the screen. If you're watching us, if you're listening, 6700 Security Boulevard in Woodlawn, Maryland. Cityviewmd.com. Cityviewmd.com. So, we talked about this debacle. This debacle that is Donald Trump. I mean, some people voted for this guy. Some people continue to vote for him with their hearts and minds. Ironically, I heard him referred to today as Orange Jesus. First time I heard that. Orange Jesus. That is it's kind of hilarious. It'd be funny if it wasn't so damn scary. It'd be funny if it wasn't so damn scary. So you just take a quick break. We're going to come back with more of the show. Talk about Marilyn Mosby and the family of the deceased Lee, the Syed case. We're going to talk about that. More of the show right after this.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
OnFireTV.com.
So the Baltimore City State's Attorney, Marilyn Mosby, is defending the process that she used to vacate the conviction of Adnan Syed. Mosby was on CNN early this morning denying that the family of the ex-girlfriend and former classmate Hae Min Lee, whom Syed was convicted of killing back in 1999, was left out of the loop. Mosby said that the family was notified last week about what was coming. One of her deputies, she said, did that and was invited to take part in that hearing via Zoom. We gave them a copy of the motion, she said, regarding the Lee family. Mosby also said that her office alerted the family and offered counseling during this difficult process, obviously. Mosby said that the family agreed to participate in the vacating of the conviction through Zoom and that the judge delayed the hearing for more than 30 minutes so the family could actually be involved in the process. She also denied there was any connection between her decision to vacate Syed's sentence and her own trial on perjury charges that has now been moved into the spring of 2023. Why would they even be connected? I just, you know what I mean? These Republicans, why would they even be connected? I don't know. But folks really have it out for Marilyn Mosby. The Fed attacks inflation with another big hike, and more are expected. So the Federal Reserve, is intensifying its fight against high inflation. So what they're trying to do, the Federal Reserve raised its key interest rate today by a substantial 0.75 of a point for a third straight time and signaled more large rate hikes are to come. This is an aggressive pace that will heighten the risk of an eventual recession. And so, Republicans are licking their chops about this. They're happy because recession to Republicans is a good thing, at least with a Democrat in the White House. So the Fed move boosted its benchmark short-term rate, which affects many consumer and business loans, 3% to 3.25%, the highest level since early 2008. Early 2008. What is really going on? What is really going on? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This pandemic caused a lot of problems. Pandemic caused a lot of problems. And these are not just problems in America. These are problems around the world. Problems around the world. But if you have many here in America, many on the right, many Republicans, many conservatives will have you thinking that Joe Biden just invented this out the clear blue sky and inflation is just such a surprise. What is this? Inflation? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Welcome back. Welcome back. You made Dominic K in here, of course, at DominiCShow.com, onfire-tv.com. The Ohio GOP House candidate, the one that lied about his military service. Oh, we got to put this clown on blast. So campaigning for the Northwestern Ohio congressional seat, a Republican named J.R. Majewski presents himself as an Air Force combat veteran who deployed to Afghanistan after the 9/11 terror attack and once described tough conditions, including a lack of running water that forced him to go more than 40 days without a shower. Oh, he's such a liar. Military documents obtained by the Associated Press through public records request tell a different story, however. This Bama's a liar. They indicate that Majewski never deployed to Afghanistan, but instead completed a 6-month stint helping to load planes at an air base in Qatar. Oh, yeah. He's a liar. Now, Majewski's account of his time in the military is just one aspect of his biography that is suspect. His post-military career has been defined by exaggerations, conspiracy theories, talk of violent actions against the government, and occasional financial distress. He is among a cluster of GOP candidates, most running for office for the first time, whose life stories and hard right politics really could diminish the chance of the red wave. Ooh, the red wave on election day in November. Election day is going to be super interesting. Super interesting. As long as you have liars like this guy and, of course, Donald Trump lying. I mean, come on. Just blatantly lying and lying and lying. And, for the most part, they lie so much that they feel that constituents just don't even care about the truth. Don't even care about the truth. Last story before we get out of here. We'll get into that right after this.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
onfiretv.com.
To claim mega million prizes. Right, the third largest U.S. lottery jackpot. Two people who wish to remain anonymous, I would do the same thing, have claimed the $1.337 billion Mega Millions jackpot after a single ticket to the late July drawing was sold in Chi-Town, opting to take a lump sum payment of $780.5 million Lottery officials say the Illinois lottery said that the prize for the July 29th drawing, which was the nation's third largest lottery prize, was claimed by two individuals who agreed to split the prize if they won. The two who followed the lead of the majority of winners have chose to remain anonymous and had until September 27th to opt in favor of the lump sum payment. And that seems to be what they're doing. Illinois Lottery said it was unable to share any information about the winners except to say that they must be absolutely over the moon with their Mega Millions win. Illinois is one of at least 16 states where winners can remain anonymous. Lottery officials said that the two people have spent the past few weeks working with professional legal and financial advisors to support the claim process, something experts recommend lottery winners to do. According to the megamillions.com website, one jackpot winning ticket was bought at the Speedway gas station and convenience store in Des Plaines. So, wow. The jackpot grew so large, no one had matched the game's 6 selected numbers since April 15th. That is 29 consecutive draws without a winner because nobody has won the Mega Million jackpot since the July 29th drawing. The jackpot now stands at an estimated $301 million. So, you ready to get those tickets or what? Listen to the Diamond K Show. I'll be back here 6 p.m. tomorrow with more of the show. So much fun. And I have some announcements, and we're going to make those announcements tomorrow on the program. So I see you 6 p.m. tomorrow right here.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
On Fire TV.